Okay, everyone. I think I'm finally live. Um, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Paula, and I do journaling here in the Houston Metroplex. Anyway, today I went and did some shopping, and I got two journals today. I got this little sketchbook from Artist Loft, and this is a 4x4 sketchbook. It's got 75-pound paper in it, and 80 sheets. So there's 160 pages in this. And then I also got this visual journal by Strathmore. And I will actually link to the Strathmore journals on Amazon in my description after the video. But I already pulled the cover off of this, and this is what the cover looks like. It's got, well, I was testing pens earlier, but it's got very smooth paper. And then the paper, I think, is actually perforated. Oh, no, it's not perforated. I'm thinking of my other notebooks. But what I'm going to be doing tonight is I am going to be doing some journal prep. I like to prep my journals because it helps me to get into the flow faster. I don't have to wait for things to dry. Anyway, if you are joining me, say hello in the chat. And in the meantime, I am going to get started. I am actually going to turn this around so that I'm working face up. You guys are going to see it upside down. Unfortunately, I have not quite got my camera setup figured out, but it's coming soon so that you guys can work with me and see what I'm doing face up. I'm going to start in the small journal first. And what I love about this journal, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got some really lovely cover sheets in it. It's a pretty sturdy paper that's in here. It's not heavy duty, but it's once you start adding layers to it, you're going to get some bulk to it. You might have to break the spine. These are also, if you can see the binding here, this is what's called a perfect bind. And so when you go like this, you're going to crack it, and you're also going to see that there's, well, I don't know if you can see it, but I opened it up where there's thread in here, and it means that all of the signatures in here are sewn together. So in some pages, you're going to see just little holes. In other pages, like this one, you're actually going to see where they sewed it together because the thread shows up. And I am moving this way, way, way too much. Anyway, so with that, I am going to get started. Excuse me. And I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way here for us in a second. Let's give me half a second. Do I have a way? Dashboard. Okay, is this the share button? Yeah. Okay. Copy video link. And let's go here. Excuse me for a minute. I'm just doing some last minute posting. That's one of the fun parts about doing this by yourself is you have to do some last minute posting. And where's my, there we go. There we go. Okay, so what I've got going on here is I've got some containers of water, brushes of various sorts and sizes. It just kind of depends. And then I've got a whole mess of stuff here. I've got little different, what do you call them? Watercolor containers. I do have some acrylic down on the floor. I've got my ink pads over here. I'm going to be gluing some stuff down. So there's just all kinds of stuff that I've kind of gathered together before I started. And let me show you some of the inks I have. So I have those. I've also got some paint pens, and I've got the re-inkers that I can use to make marks and drips and fun things like that on here. So we're just going to kind of go from page to page. Now, when I'm doing journal prep, what I'll do is I'll take parchment paper and I'll tear off a little strip of parchment paper, and then I'll weave it between the pages so that the pages can dry and I don't have to worry about them getting stuck together as I'm doing the work. So yeah. And if you have any questions, just put them in the live chat and we will go from there. So I'm going to open this up, and I think I'm going to start by working with some of the watercolors. And the reason why is I just really like the transparency that come with the watercolors. And it's been a while since I've used these, and these are not in order of what they used to be. So I'm going to fix these real quick. And then we can go from there, and I'll get them wet and going. Okay, I will tell you guys that one of my favorite things is a spray bottle. You can get these at Dollar General. They're really good. Fill them up, and then all you have to do when you want to wet down your watercolor is just lightly spray over the little pans. And I think for this first page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two colors here. The green kind of matches the green that's going on the cover. And then the blue is just going to be a nice little addition to it. And we'll go from there. Whoops, that's not green, nor is that blue. That is brown of some sort or another. So when you're using watercolors, you need to spray them first to get them activated. And then you can come in with your brush and you can pick them up. And you can just start working your way across the paper so that you can and put some color down. I'm going to get another little bit. And you can use the color a couple of ways. You can actually put it on the little palette that's included with the thing once it gets activated. And then from there, you can use the palette. If you add more water, it gets more and more translucent. And I'm just going to paint over different parts of the page with the blue. Whoops. And if I want to come in, I can come in with more color here. And then I'm going to come in with some of the green. And we're going to go here and get that all loaded up and put that right there. Now, this is the technique I'm using to lay the color down is something I learned from Diane Reevely. And she just kind of puts like 3 splotches in different parts of the paper and then comes back through with the next color and does another 3 splotches. I may add the gray to this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in here. And the good thing about using like a color palette, this is one of my Philosophy color palettes. What is it? Oh gosh, excuse me. Prima. It's Prima Art Philosophy. But one of the great things about using a palette is all of the colors in a palette tend to go together. So let's go ahead and get some more of that. And we're going to come up here and we're just going to wash in the color. And you can see, because these colors are kind of close, they kind of blend when you take the green over the blue. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use this silver gray color, and I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to come in here and do a little bit here. And maybe a little bit there. Pick up some more color and just kind of blend them all together. And this is pretty much one of the steps I use to do this. I'm going to get that green again, and I'm going to put that right in here. And then this all just kind of goes together. And then what I do is when I'm ready to turn the page, take a little section like that and then tear it off if I can get it to tear. There we go. And then what I can do is I can put it in between like this, and then I can flip the page over like this. And what I'll probably do is like skip between pages because this is wet media and I don't want to get everything overly saturated. And then I fold it down like this, and then I can go ahead and I can turn it to the next page. And then it can just sit there like this. Now, I do have little clips that I use. I get these, they're little butterfly clips. I get these at Office Depot. They come in gold, kind of a rose gold color, the lavender color, and then a green color like this. So I'm just going to clip this corner. And what I think I'm going to do for this page is I've got some paper here that I want to lay down. And so I'm going to pull some of those samples. And I've got packets of paper that I get. You can find these online. They come in all kinds of colors. But you can kind of go through, and like this one's got a little bit of texture on it. It's got texture on one side and then it's kind of plain on the other. So you've got this, but then on this side you've got the glitter. So you can do things to help add some texture to it beyond just the texture of the paper. What I like to do, and I thought I had my ruler here, but I don't. But what I like to do is some of these heavier papers, I like to tear it so that the edge is what's called deckled. It's kind of raggedy and it gives it just a little more texture. And then I figure out, where do I want to put this on the page? Like I may put this here. So I want a little more off the top here. And then grab a sheet of paper out of the printer so I don't put glue on the what do you call it, the desk pad. But what I'll do, I'm going to fold this in like this so you guys can see a little bit better. I'll put that paper here. I have two different kinds of glue sticks I use. I actually kind of prefer the purple ones, but I do have white ones as well. So my Yoo-hoo stick is just a white glue stick. And you can see I've had this one a while. It's kind of gunky. But then I've got purple ones like this. And they make these for little kids so kids can see where they're gluing, but it's good for the adults too. So I can go in, I can glue and make sure. Let's tip that up just a hair so you guys can see. But I'm going to go in and give this a good coat of glue. And this one I'm going to stick the silver side up. And I'm just going to fit it right into the crease there. And I'm going to rub it. And you'll see where the glue is leaking out. The good thing about the purple glue is this will dry clear. So don't be afraid that you're going to end up with a purple mess all over your paper. You're not going to. It's no big deal. Let's see if there's anything else I want to add to this. Not that I'm seeing right off the top of my head. So I may just, actually I may add some of this. So I've got this purple paper and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got some sparkle to it. There we go. It's got some sparkle to it. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this paper. I'm just going to kind of roughly tear it. And depending on how heavy the paper is, like this is a little bit finer than what I got from that. So just be aware as you're working that, you know, different papers are going to give you different tearing properties and things like that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here like this. And I am going to go ahead and let's take a little bit more off of here. I'm going to fold this and then tear it. That'll help a little bit. And I'm going to put that opposite of this. And the silver in this will pick up the silver there. So purple and glue that baby down. Now this one, I'm not going to have to put anything between because there's no wet media on this page. It's only really between the pages that have wet media on them before I go to the next one. I kind of like to give everything a chance to dry before I go too super heavy with other things. So what I am going to do is there's that. And let's go ahead and flip that. And I'm going to pin this down. I've also got my Derwent Inktense blocks. They come in a little tin like this. Yeah, there we go. They come in a little tin like that. And then on the inside, you get your different colors. You can mix and match. These come dry and you can apply them dry and then wet them, or you can wet them and just apply the ink right to it. But they've got really intense color. It's kind of fun to do it both ways. I like to do it both ways. You'll get different effects with it. So I think I'm going to take these three right here and I'm going to use them on this page. And I think what I'm going to do is that the blue and the bright green are going to be, I'm going to color them on and then wet them after I get done. And then with the turquoise color over here, I'm going to go ahead and ink them first and then go ahead and I'll use that as to start getting everything wet on these 2 pages. So I'm just going to go in. You can see that I'm using the side of it. I can draw lines. I can come in and use this. I'm gonna move this out of the way for a minute, and I'm gonna come in here and I am going to start coloring this in. And come down here. And over here. And let's go here. And let's go up here. I'm going to put that away, and let's go ahead and let's fill in some of these right here. But I'm sorry, I will, the next time I do this, I will have some kind of setup so that my webcam is actually not wiggling around when I'm doing the coloring and stuff. Let's go there. Let's go here. And there. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to use a slightly, this is the previous brush I used, but I'm going to go in and I am going to wet the brush again. And now I'm going to come in and I am going to get some of this turquoise green and I'm going to start filling it in. But I'm also going to go over some of these other colors on the page so that we can start getting a kind of a mix effect with it. And the really great thing about these is that by doing this, I can mix the color and get this going. Oops. And then come in. But it also helps blend the colors as well. I'm going to get some more water here, and I'm going to come over this because this doesn't look right to me. But for me, my art journals are just play. It's how I play. It's how I relax. I do data analysis most all days. And when I come home, I want to just chill out and be creative in a different way than I am with data. So let's go ahead and put that there. But one of the things I really love about the Inktense colors is the vibrancy of the color. And I like that you can use them wet or dry. It just makes it really kind of fun and different because you can't do that with all mediums. Okay, so let's go in and let's get some of this. And let's pop that in there and pop that up there. And in there, and in there. And clean off the brush. And just go in. And there you go. Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is let's get some more of this and let's pop this just a little more. And you can see this is pretty forgiving. That's kind of what I really like about it. There is no perfect way to do this, folks. So let's go ahead and let me get another sheet parchment so I can put that in between the page. Oops, that's a little big. And then I am going to pop that right there. We're going to bring this up and over. And then I'm going to pop this right here. Let's pin that down. So, let's go there. I'm going to move this out of the way. And that can stay there. And what do we want to do this time? Okay, I think I'm going to get out, excuse that. I'm going to get out some of my ink pads, and we're going to play with those for a little bit. I've got all kinds of ink pads. I am not going to play with I'm not going to use the archival on here because that's permanent. That's more for when I'm stamping images on top. So let me see what we've got here. I'm going to use this and okay, peacock feather, which is one of my favorite. Twisted citron and okay. So what I've got is I've got Tim Holtz's and Ranger Inks Distress Oxide in Salvage Patina. And then I've also got Peacock Feather, which is a brighter blue. And then I've got Twisted Citron, which is kind of a lime green. What I love about these is that these are workable with water. So depending on what you do with them and how you use them, you can come back later and pick up stuff. You can, between everything drying and stuff, you can come back and pick up stuff. You can remove. So I can come in with a stencil and take a little bit of water and I can get an effect on the paper. And I'll show you guys how that works later on. So what I'm going to do is I have all these little stamper things. They've got Velcro. Whoops, would help if I turn this so you could see it. They've got Velcro on them. They've got the hook side of the Velcro on them. And then you can order these off of Amazon. Like I said, I'll put a list of supplies that I use tonight in the description after the stream. But then instead of paying like an arm and a leg for all of the Tim Holtz versions of these, I like to order from Amazon and get these because they're fair. Unless you like keep individual ones and you know which goes with which and and stuff like that. These are pretty disposable. I hate to say that, but they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these on here, and let me get 3 of those going. And move that out of the way. And I'm going to bring this over because that should be enough that I can use it to buff out any excess that I want. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, this is the salvaged patina. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to load this bad boy up. If I can get it to load. No, there's plenty of, there we go. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to make little circular motions and blend this out. Now, I'm not doing a very good job of blending here, but this may prove useful when I come back in. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to do that. And then where's my other one? Come in with the twisted citron, get that loaded up, and then I can come in here and go like this. And I'm going to unpin that, and we are going to take the other one. Where is it? Right there. And we are going to get the peacock feather. This one is my favorite. It is my favorite color by far. Might have to go get a re-inker. These are pretty dry. So I'm going to come in and I will do this like this. And then come over here. But the goal here is to just get colors and, you know, figure out combinations that you like. I don't put generally more than 3 on a page. So I'm going to go here. And then we're going to come back in and I'm going to go here. And let's go down in this corner. Yeah, I know. I'm actually trying to be really good and use what I have. Although when I saw this little journal that I found this morning, let's go this way so you guys can actually see. When I found this little journal this morning, I was so excited because I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can take this with me to work. And then I can do these over my lunch hours, and they're not huge pages. So I'm going to come in here. Let's add some more color in there. Okay, so let's put this back together so we're not throwing things out. And hold on a second. I am going to pull. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. So, actually, excuse my noise. Let's pull some of this up. We will use some of this. That is what we will do. So I actually had to thin out my art supplies and really look at what I was using versus what I was not using. I do journaling. I don't do a lot of painting or things like that. But I do like watercolors because they make such nice backgrounds. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you take up some of this water or take up some of this ink with the water. So let me get this good and dry so it's not like sucking into the paper. But I'm going to go in. And I know it's kind of hard to see because my hand's in the way. But I'm going around in the stencil. And when I lift up the stencil, bring this up so you guys can see it. Whoops. Let's see if I can get that. You can see where the ink has been lifted up off the paper. So that's one of the reasons why I like the distressed colors, is because you can lift them up. All of Tim's colors are made this way so that you can lift them up. That's one of his kind of go-to techniques. But then what you can do is when you're ready to do the to decorate your page more or whatever, you can do things like outline all of these, and you can make it pop off the page that way. With like a black marker or something like that. I am going to do, this is a grungy. One of these years, I gotta go through and clean all this stuff. But I am going to take this archival ink from Ranger and my little bird stamp here, which is like totally grunged out. Oh, actually what I think I'm gonna do, where did I put that? I'm going to clean this stamp before I use it. I keep disinfecting wipes by my desk. I also keep baby wipes by my desk because you can use those as well for some of this stuff. So I'm going to clean up this just a little bit, just to make sure I don't transfer anything over. I also have a giant garbage can right next to me on the desk. I'm going to dry this off. Let's dry that off. Now, if I remember correctly, Tim never cleans his stuff. So this is a bird stamp that I have. So I'm going to ink that up. And then I am going to come over here. And I am going to press that onto the page. Oh. So you can see I got a really, really faint bird impression. Maybe that wasn't the best color to use. Oh, I do have a black. So let's try it with the archival black and see how it goes. I'm going to put a bird over on the other page as well. So let's put a bird over here. Yeah, that one's a little bit better than the first one. So yeah, I love these. The other great thing about little journal books like this is if you screw up like this, you can go back, cover it up, and nobody will see it. So you can hide a world of sins with another coat of paint or a little bit of paper. This is true. It could have been a shadow. It could be a shadow. So let's do this. I need to flip this. And I think I threw that over here. Let's put this in here. And I did it upside down. So I may go back and fix that page. I may not. I may cover the whole dang thing up. I'm going to skip. Fold that down. And then skip again. And put that right there. So yeah, butterfly clips are a lifesaver. If you don't have something that'll fit, like this one won't really fit over, well, it will. It's kind of tight, but it will. You can get all kinds of clips that you can use. I've got little binder clips that sometimes I use as well. Let's see, what else do we have? Ooh, we have. Let's do some red in honor of Valentine's Day. Okay, there's Broken China. Peacock feather, my favorite. Yeah, I've got a lot of Ray anchors, but a lot of them are down in my my thingamabob, my Alex storage shelves that I use. Ooh, okay. I think I have an idea. So the great thing about Distressed Ink is that all of their ink pads come with these little Ray anchors. Ooh, there's that. There's that. So I'm going to use these two to kind of play and maybe make some hearts for Valentine's Day. What is the gold and black paper? Okay, so I get scrap packs, and they're usually some kind of, they're usually, actually, this may not be black. I think it's burgundy. Yeah, but they're like $5 and they come with all of these cool papers. Like I've got this. I've got kind of an alligator one. There's this gold fancy. Look at that. Talk about fancy. And then this is the one that I used earlier. It's got like little silver flecks in it. And there's a piece like this that has little curlicues on one side, and it's just plain paper on the other. So you can use it. I like paper that gives me options. So, and the great thing about like the alligator paper is I probably wouldn't do a whole page of that, but I could take, I could take an ink pad and I could use that as something to add texture to the page. So, and we may try that a little bit later. I also I had a whole bunch of Ella Grace magazines, and I tore images, titles, you name it. I tore it. And what I did, and this is the first one that I did, but whoops. This is just a little journal, and I've got all kinds of words that mean something to me because I'm a writer. And then on the inside, there's additional stuff. There's a little space, and then I've got like this I did for the Omen Days, which is right after Christmas, and I put all of my card readings and all the questions that I answered in there. I've got another one that I started for the first lunar moon cycle of 2023 or 2024, but I'm going to continue using that one because I'm not done with it yet. So, but yeah, I love to do things like this where I'm collaging meaningful things on here for me because I love stars. I live 2 blocks from NASA, and that's one of the reasons why I chose where I live. But I'm also, my big word for this year is magic. So there's a lot of stuff about magic on here, and in the covers as well. So, and at the recommendation of the lady that I learned to do this from, she uses contact paper to help so this doesn't stick together. So anyway, So let's start with, where did I put my stuff? Okay, there it is. So I'm just going to play. There's a couple things we can do with these reinkers. They're great because they're kind of a built-in drawing tool. You can use the tip of the bottle as a way, maybe, to draw. You might have to draw heart shapes in, kind of, sort of. Well, this isn't working quite as well as I thought. So sometimes you find out that your ideas aren't really all that great, but if you've got it loaded with enough ink, you can go in and make your heart. And then what I like to do is I will take a piece of paper toweling and I will sop it up. Now, the really cool thing is I end up with the heart on the paper towel. And sometimes I can use that in another piece. And again, it adds a little bit of texture. There's a little bit of texture on here because of the paper toweling. You can see the bubbles in the ink. The other, is this the one I was using? I don't know. I don't know which one I grabbed. That's got to be, okay, so this is the fired brick. Oh, I haven't even opened this one. It's open now. So I can come in here and I can do X's and O's. Whoops, and then another X. And then I come back through with this again. And whoops, that didn't turn out quite the way I expected. So that's okay. I'm gonna sop this up a little bit too, just so I can. So I'll fold that over, and I'll fold that. This page I'll probably paint over because, you know. Oh, and it went through too. Sometimes it goes through. So this will probably be something that I paint over with acrylic paint, so that it kind of covers it up and I can do whatever. What would happen if you took the wet brush over the X in the corner? That's a good question. Let me grab one. I've got plenty of brushes right here. It kind of smears it, but it's also soaking in. I don't know. Maybe if I would have done it when it was really, really wet, this might be a little bit better. Not loving that, but you know, like I said, that's what gesso and paint are for. Kind of looks like a person with, yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Rachel. Let's fold. Let's do this. Let's fold this up. Now that I've got red all over my fingers. And let's flip that. Ooh, wow. That really went through. So yeah, we're going to flip over to this page. And I am going to grab, ouch. I'm going to grab some water, or not some water. I'm going to grab a towelette and, also grab these off the floor so I've got this all together. Okay. So, what am I going to grab next? I think. Okay, give me half a second here. Okay. So I have my little collection of acrylic here as well. My favorite color is the blue that's in my logo. So I have a lot of these colors in my overall palette just because I really like that combination. So I'm going to bring out my friend, the paper plate, and put that up here so it's not quite in the way. And then we're going to shake this up and we're going to open up the Laguna. And the really great thing about these are a really cheap and quick way to cover things. That's true. That is true, Rachel. Accidents do force you to work with things. So I am going to, so that was Apple Barrel Laguna. Now, Michaels carries a brand of paint called Craft Smart, and you can get I think they've got different size sets. I think the biggest set is maybe 20. It may be more than that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought any acrylic paint because I have plenty of it right now. So let's put that there. And then the last color I have is Calypso Blue from Deco Art. So I'm going to put some of that on here as well. Okay. But first we're going to shake it up because it's not mixed. And come on. Watch it poop out a big old thing of paint. There we go. All right. Okay. Put those back down there so they're not in my way. Like I have 3 different containers of water up here because I didn't know how much I was going to get done tonight and how much I was going to do. So I figured it was better to have too much than not enough. And if you're using watercolors, you really don't have to change your paint that often or your water that often. But I'm using a kind of combination of all 3. So let's go ahead here. Oh, I know what I'm going to do with this one, I think. Let's go here. There. Oops. Okay, I'm going to leave that for just a minute. because that's going to get in the way here in just a second. Let's take this one. And let's go in. Into this. Okay, let's clean that off. Thank goodness for paper towels. What's really cool is when you make a happy accident out of your paper towels that you're using to wipe everything off of with. Now, remember this? We're going to tear this bad boy in half. And I am going to go in and I'm just going to put some white paint over this. Like this. Okay. And then what we're going to do, let's make sure, okay, I don't want the paint loaded end in here, so let's do that. And let's do some of that. And maybe a little bit across there as well. So yeah, that's exactly how I would use this. Because sometimes I like to write, and if there's a page that I've got this on, I'm not going to be able to write on it because this is so bumpy. But if I'm going to do texture, I can add texture like that with something like this. Now, and I happen to have a lot of this because there's like a whole bunch of that in this packet. So, yeah. And the really cool thing is you can layer this up. So, let's say I wanted to take a little bit of this kind of tealish blue, and I wanted to use that. I could paint that on like that, and then I can go back in and I could stamp other parts. And it's got the same texture, but it's a different color. And I could even do that with the dark blue, which is right here, which I have plenty of paint. For. Okay, whoops, that didn't really show up. So let's try that again. Let's put some of that on there, like so. And let's go in over the teal and the white, like that. Let's see what that looks like. Hopefully it's not going to be a giant mess. But yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm actually going to not work on this one for a little bit. This is why it's useful to have, when you're doing journal prep, to have like multiple journals that you need to prep. So what I'm going to do is bring out, this is the Strathmore Visual Journal. Yeah, that's my favorite page so far too. This is the Strathmore Visual Journal. And I was using it earlier because I was testing out pens. But I'm going to go ahead and lay some color into this just because I can separate it with the parchment paper, and that page needs to dry a little bit before I do anything else to it. The Strathmore Visual Journals, unlike some of the other Strathmore journal or notebooks, do not have perforated pages. They assume that you are going to keep this whole. So just be aware of that. If you get this, I think I really need to clean my camera before I do this next one too. Come on. There we go. It's like it got stuck. So just be aware that it's not perforated along the pages. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna, and in this case, I'm not caring that I'm mixing paint. I'm just kind of doing my thing and using what I have on the palette. Because you can get some interesting effects when you start mixing the different paints together. I don't know. I just like to play. I think it's fun to play. And this is, like I said, this is my chillax type thing. Ooh, I like that. Kind of gives it some drama. Drama. We want the drama llama. This is the only time we want the drama llama. We do not need it the rest of the time. Choo, 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 choo. Choo, 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 choo. I'm not going to worry about full coverage on this. I'm going to use this paint as well. There are no rules when I do this. I just play. I let my inner 5-year-old come out, and she doesn't even have to color in between the lines. Because there are no lines on these pages. Now, the thing I like about this visual journal is that this is I think 140-pound paper. It's got a little more heft to it. This is also made for mixed media, which is what I like to do. So let's go ahead and let's Exactly. It's therapeutic because there are no freaking rules, people. There does not have to be rules. And anybody that says that you have to have a rule and do it a certain way is wrong. For this particular exercise, there are no rules. So I am going to move that out of the way. Where did I stick my roll of paper towels? Here. I lost my paper towels. This is not good. Oh, there they are. Okay. I'm going to put those over there because I will know they're there. And all the ink. So are you an artist, Rachel? Or is it something you do for a hobby? Ah, aspiring artist, huh? Okay. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure. Do you do mixed media or do you do any kind of. Don't be scared. If I can do this, you can do this. Okay. So, what do I want to do next? Okay, so we're going to tear a strip. See, I have 2 degrees. I have one in archaeology and I have one in English, with an emphasis in rhetoric and technical communication. So I worked as an archaeologist for a while in Phoenix and then went back to school. And by the time I went back to school, they had a program for technical writing. And I became a technical writer. And now I do a lot of data analysis at my job. So let's see, where's my things? Okay, this is all vinyl stuff. So let's pull that over here too. Okay, I think it's time to glue some stuff. I'm feeling the need to glue. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I love what I do. I do technical support for my field users in oil and gas. And I get paid very well for what I do. My field guys love me. I love them. And not only do I love them, but when I retire finally, I will miss them. But I get tired of being the technical writer all the time, and this helps my brain. So I have got all kinds of paper here. I can't tell you how much paper I have. I actually store all my paper in the plastic bins that you can get from Michael's. This is true. My guys are so good. They take such good care of me when I go out and I am in the field doing training and stuff like that. They've got my back. And I can't ask for anything better than that. So, yeah, I love my people. I love my people. I love my pipeliners. I do. And I am proud to be a pipeliner. So I don't know where I put my rulers earlier. So I'm going to do the old fold over, run my finger over it, and then tear it. And then what we are going to do is I'm going to get the piece of paper for the glue. And I went through and I took all of my Bella Graces apart and all of my Breathe magazines apart. And there were some really, I love paper like this, kind of that. It's kind of a 60s vibe. Oh, I wish I was retiring soon. But I've decided that I wanted to do more journaling. And during COVID, I made journaling decks. Actually, I have one of my decks around here somewhere. Thought. I don't see it. But I did journaling decks, and I made one for just general affirmations, and then one. It has an affirmation and journaling prompts on it, but there's one that's just kind of a general affirmations. And then I've got a deck that also explores money and our relationship with money, and the stories that you grew up with. And then I'm working on a self-care deck, but I'm also working on a gratitude journal that people can use, just because I think a lot of things happen when you start coming from a place of gratitude. So yeah, I like having side gigs and options. It's actually it's taken me a while to get back to the point where I've got good options and good sides. Yes, I'm going to do Amazon. I'm going to do the journal, the gratitude journal on Amazon Publishing, and do it as a KDP. And then the card decks I can't do through Amazon. I have to go through another company to do those. But I do have a website, juicyjournalingshop.com. I also make stickers, which are a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, yeah. These are just some of my stickers that I've made over the past 6 months. But I have a good time. I have a very strong creative streak, so I try and honor that. My mom was a very good artist, but she didn't honor her gift, and I honestly believe that's one of the reasons why she died as young as she did. I'm about 5.5 years from where my mom was when she died, and I don't want to be her. I don't want to be that person that has a vision, has a dream, and doesn't do anything with it. One of the things I need to do, because I'm also a photographer, I'm a writer, I'm a photographer, I'm a data nerd, I'm a fountain pen collector. I'm kind of a mishmash of everything, but that's what keeps me happy. So it's all about doing the things you love. I'm not looking to make money off the things I love, but if I make a little money, that's okay too. But I fully believe that journaling has changed my life for the better, because I've been able to explore different things. You know what? I've decided that it's okay to have more than one hobby, and it's okay to be interested in more than one thing. It makes you a much more interesting person to talk to. You know, I will tell you, I am not a fancy clothes kind of gal. I run around in jeans and t-shirts most of the time with maybe a shirt above on top. Um, Occasionally I wear jewelry, but I'd much rather spend my money on art supplies. That's really my jam. So and I just do my thing. I just do my thing. I think this would be much more fun in like a Zoom because then we could talk back and forth while we're doing this instead of you having to type and me having to answer. I don't know. Maybe I tried a thing today called ooh I have pink alligator. I tried a thing today called Go Brunch. I was doing a co-working session with a couple somebodies actually, and that was kind of fun because you have the option of turning on your mic and being able to talk back and forth. It's kind of like Zoom, but you get really cool rooms that you can go into and what do you call it? I don't know how well this is going to work, but we'll find out. You get really cool rooms that you can kind of go in and set up and make them your own. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And they've got like a gift server and stuff like that, so you can like post things, and you can do a chat kind of like this. Yes, I know, squirrel. Total squirrel. It's like, ooh, what can I do next? What can I do next? Oh, this one's dried. Maybe I'll put that on there. Ooh, maybe like that. Maybe like that. Pink, yes, I know. I didn't realize I had that until I was like in there. The pink alligator is going to stay pink. I need to find something really cool to kind of lay in there, and then we'll put the painted one over here to add a little texture and color. Okay, that should be good enough to hold off on painting. So this is kind of fun. I'm having a good time. Let's see. Oh, you want to see what I bought today? This was the big purchase today. The 72 koi watercolor set. I haven't even opened this one up yet. It's got a palette here. It's got a palette right there. Look at all the colors. Look at all the colors. And then it's got two little koi water brushes. I did not know until I had a smaller koi set. I'm not sure where it's at right now. But I did not know until I bought that set that Sakura owns koi. Might as well unpackage all of this. I've got a round and what is this? A number two small, which is like a fine liner, and then I've got a number 6 round, I think it is. Hold on, let me look at the label here. Yeah, a number 6 round. So I will put that there. And I will put this here. I'm going to have fun swatching this. That's the fun part, is swatching. Except I can't get this one open. Here we go. Teeth are always a good thing. Okay. I don't think I'm going to play with this one tonight, but I did want to open it up because I hadn't done that yet. This is true. Nobody understands like us chickadees. You're on Reese's channel, right? You're not on Tommy's. Okay. I do feel the need for more ink tints, though. I love ink. Okay, you're on both? Me too. Me too. I'm so glad she got to meet Tommy tonight. Although I was not the only ones. I did not see the actual me, so I've got to go back and watch that because I was doing some editing this afternoon, and so I was doing that co-working session. So I did not actually get to see that, but I will go back and watch that. I just wish Aaron would have been there. But hopefully Aaron feels better tomorrow. Yeah, I saw some comments that maybe Tommy was a little intimidated by Reese. Okay, so yeah, we'll go in here. Yeah, no shit. I can swear at this point of the stream, we're an hour and a half in. I hope you're doing some art too while you're sitting there watching me. Oh, boo. I would have told you to grab your supplies and come on. Come on, come on. Really, is that you? Ah, yes, yes. I occasionally have a dog in my lap and can't move. I get that. I get that completely. Have you ever tried the ink tense blocks from Derwent? These are fun. make this a primary color page. I think that's going to be the best. I really like them. They're ink, but they come in like a block format. So you can take them out and you can color with them, or you can do like I've been doing and add a little bit of water and use them like watercolor. Beautiful colors. So I can come in here like this. Ugh. And just use them like a crayon. And then, let's clean that brush off, Paula, before the acrylic paint dries on it. Yeah, I love the colors. Love, love, love the colors. Okay, so, but come in like this. Granted, I didn't get all the red out, but you can just kind of blend them all together and just have a little good time here. Oh, it's been a while since I got my art game on. I'm kind of glad I did this tonight. Okay, so let's go here. Let's make some big old leaf kind of shapes here and in here maybe. I suck at painting leaves. I also suck at painting stems. Oh, that would be cool. So upcycling is one of the things you like to do? Fun, fun, fun. Here, hold on a second. Lily, come here, Miss Wigglebottom. Come here. Come here. You want to be on camera? You want to be on camera? Hold on. Excuse the mess in the background. Whoops. Shit. There we go. This is Miss Wigglebottom. This is Miss Wigglebottom. She needed a hug. She needed a hug. Yes. She's Gertie's long-lost cousin. Oh, you sweet girl. You a sweet girl. Lily, did you know that angels brought you down from heaven above? Oh, yeah. She does know Jesus. The angels brought her to me. The angels brought you down and they put you in a parking space, and I found you there. And I couldn't leave you because it was on a busy corner, and I knew if I left you, you would get killed. So I picked you up. Yes, I picked you up. And I brought you home. Yes. And your Uncle Chuck told me that night. He's like, "You so have a dog," and I was like, "Oh no, 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 no! I don't have a dog. I'm going to find her original owners." And then I talked to my animal control officer, and he said, "Oh, they probably dumped her because she was about 6 months old, and so she was turning into a little dog. But she's the bestest girl in the whole wide world. And look at this hair. She can be a punk rock girl." Yes, you give me the best baby kisses, don't you? You do. Yes, yes. And we go up on road trips and we go see Uncle Chuck, and he takes you on ranger rides, which you love. You love it. Yes, you do. You sit on his lap and you say, "Go that way. Go that way." Hmm. Yes. Yes, you do. You're my girl, aren't you? She is a happy girl. Everybody tells me that she is such a happy dog, and she smiles all the time, and she is always wagging her tail. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What do you want? What do you want? Oh, you want me to lay? Oh, you want this? You want this? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? I think it is. You want a belly rub? You want a belly rub? Oh, do you have itchies? Do you have itchies? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You're a silly girl. You're a silly girl. No, she actually sleeps in bed with me, and she'll get up next to my side and she lays on her back. It's funny. Yes. Yes. You the best snuggle buddy ever. You the best snuggle up buddy ever, and I don't have to worry about 3 a.m. sex. Unlike Miss Reese. Unlike Miss Reese. Yeah. You a good girl? Are you cold? You might be cold. You're shivering. I think it's time to turn off the air conditioner. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Okay. Yes, Your Highness. Yes. Okay. There, that should turn it off. But okay, let's get you situated. Oh, do you need tummy rubs? Do you need tummy rubs? Do you need tummy rubs? Oh, you're a silly girl. Silly girl. You're my silly girl though, aren't you? You're my angel. I didn't know I needed a dog until God sent you to me. Yes. You're the best dog ever. Oh my goodness. Okay. Rachel, I think I am going to end this. Oh, yes, the universe definitely has a way. The universe definitely has a way. But I think I'm going to end this, and I'm going to edit some more because I want to get the book done. I enjoyed chatting too. Like I said, it would be fun to do this like in a go brunch, because then you could see everybody and everybody could be like doing their different things and sharing their screens and stuff like that. So we might have to try that sometime. Yes. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What? What? You want me to You want me to do that? Have a good evening, Rachel. I appreciate you joining me and talking with me. Oh, yes. Yes. That one I will steal from Reese. That one I definitely will steal from Reese. Because you were sent to me by angels. Good night. End stream.